Hello out there, people of the tubes that are you. I am going to commentate this game of Halo Reach because I was playing alone, and so there's no chat audio, and it's just a game of Halo, which sometimes can be entertaining, I suppose, and interesting depending on how into a game you are. But in general, I find some of them, some just plain gameplay videos, kind of boring. That even applies to the Medal of Honor game I posted last night, which I wanted to get a Medal of Honor video up for my guys who've been suffering through Halo for so long. So I didn't get time to commentate that, and I wasn't playing with anybody, so that went up raw, but hopefully that's not going to be all that common. Which is to say, it won't be unless, like I said, I get too busy to do commentary and I just have some videos laying around that I want to post up just so you guys have some content to watch. And I'm posting this game because I think it's probably the best I've ever done in a competitive Halo match. Which is to say, I know it is, but it's not necessarily because I do all that beastly, and more because I'm pretty sure the people I'm playing against aren't that great. And this was one of the first games after I hit Captain, I believe. And the first lobby it put me in was with these people, and I think it was mostly either high-level warrant officers or captains or higher, if I can remember. It'll show it because in the end. I'm recording this out of theater mode because since I was playing alone and Halo has theater mode, I was like, I don't need to record. If something good happens, I'll get it out of the theater. And that's kind of what happened here. So I'm recording it out of the theater, but at the end I captured the final game scoreboard when it happened, because I was like, oh, that was a good game, I'll get the scoreboard for it, just so you can see the stats, because personally, you watch someone's Halo video, it's a theater game, and at the end you're like, I'm just curious what the stats were, but, I'm not going to count kills and deaths during the game, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I guess I'm not. That's kind of what this is about. But this is a good, one of the many good examples of the kind of success you can have when you play Halo, the core modes of Halo, the way it's meant to be played, in that you're controlling the power weapons. And for most of this game, I have either the sniper, the shotgun, or both, and that makes doing well a lot easier. That combined with a cautious play style, and Halo, since it's a game, unlike, well, I'm going to try and give my opinions on these games without starting too much of a flame war, but I know that people like some games better than others, i.e. Call of Duty better than Halo, or Halo better than Call of Duty, or everything better than Medal of Honor, whatever. I'm just going to give my opinions, kind of the feeling that I get from the way I play and from the way the game seems to be played. So that's a huge disclaimer saying, please don't yell at each other in the comments. But Halo, more than any other game, any other first-person shooter I've ever played, requires skill to do well. And people have different definitions in different first-person shooters of what skill is, and there's a lot of people that'll say playing Halo for power weapons and using power weapons to get kills doesn't take skill. That power weapons are how are easy mode. That's how noobs play. But as I've gotten more interested in Halo, I ask you to go and watch any real, like. And Halo is the only place it applies where I really respect it. But any actual MLG Halo player, go watch either their gameplay or their montages and tell me what weapons they're using. And I'll tell you that that's how good people play this game, because that's what it takes to be competitive. In this game, as you'll see, these people running around sticking to mainly their DMRs or whatever they can scrounge off the ground, coming up against me with this sniper, and then I go, when I run this out of ammo, I go and grab a shotgun and then end up picking more sniper ammo. But I'm essentially running sniper shotgun against these guys most of the game, and that more than out shooting, just literally out shooting, other than this person who's looking the wrong way, is kind of a lot of the skill that's involved. And anyone who's picked up a sniper in Halo for any given amount of time knows that it's not exactly easy to use. I mean, it's not, in the strictest sense of the word, it's not difficult to use. I mean, it's 2 shots anywhere and they're dead, or 1 headshot and they're dead. But it requires, you know, like any game does, a good aim and quick aim, especially if you're going to use it in close quarters. Like when a guy's like this, kind of standing still, anyone can hit it. Oh, I guess he was jumping, so I had to get a 2-shot. But great players can hit a 1-shot headshot with a sniper on someone who's running and jumping through the air. I can't do that without a little bit of luck. But that's... Getting the sniper rifle in itself is not easy mode. You have to be able to use it. And getting 2 shots on people sometimes is hard enough when they're moving. But good players will 1-shot a lot, almost all the time. Well, not almost all the time, but a lot. You know what I mean? Statistically. So that's. So I stand behind my statement of Halo being, of all the first-person shooters I've ever played, and this goes for the entire series, not just for Reach. And I didn't play. I wouldn't say I played Reach really seriously, but more seriously online than the other Halos. But it applies to all of them. That, you know, they take more shots than your average shooter to kill someone. So being able to aim and play smart and be able to clutch is very important. Getting a 5-shot, especially for me, I've gotten better at it, but it's still difficult because I hit 4 shots and those shields pop, and then when I go for that last headshot, I start to kind of panic. Oh, I just got 1 more shot. Let's get that headshot, and I, you know, kind of go off the handle. But it takes a lot of skill, a lot more than, say, Call of Duty. And 5 minutes. Might be weird to say, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this from the other Call of Duty commentators or heard it, where they seem to dislike or give kind of wishy-washy opinions to other shooter games. And I think the main reason for that is Call of Duty has this weird effect. And I'm going to try and say this without insulting people. So try not to take this personally if this applies to you or doesn't apply to you, or if you have a different play style. But Call of Duty is the kind of game where pretty much anyone can do really well. Maybe not consistently, but any schmo who picks up a controller can get a kill. I bet someone who never played video games, never held a controller in their life, could pick up a controller in Call of Duty and go online and get at least a kill. Because it only takes 3 bullets, just lucky bullets, or a randomly thrown grenade, or some sort of explosive to kill someone in a Call of Duty game. And that's what in more competitive realms of FPS play, which I'm aware of but not a participant in, is called a skill equalizer, where people of a lower skill level are given tools to allow them to compete with people of higher skill levels. And Call of Duty is all about that. It's all about being accessible, which is why it's so popular and why it's the game right now. Is because anyone can pick it up and play it and do at least reasonably well and enjoy themselves. Like even, and without trying to sound too insulting to like my wife, she enjoys the Call of Duty games way more than she enjoys something like, say, Halo, because she can pick up Call of Duty and she can get 15 kills in a game, you know, without trying. She, you know, just running around having a good time, she'll get 15 kills. If she hops onto a competitive match of Halo, she's lucky to get 5 or 8 kills, and it's frustrating for her because it takes a lot more skill to play a game like Halo than it does to play a game like Call of Duty. And I feel comfortable saying that for 2 reasons. One is that I'm a pretty experienced video game player, and I'm just being honest. I'm not. I don't need to build myself up. And 2 is I don't consider myself strictly a Call of Duty commentator, so I'm not like biting the hand that feeds me by saying Call of Duty is the best game. That guy just gets shotgun. and I'm not gonna say one game's better than the other. Halo and Call of Duty are beyond even being comparable. There's just no comparison between them. They're so different. Despite being in the same genre, that they couldn't be much more different. But I was gonna branch out a little bit more, but I guess I'll restrict this to Halo versus Call of Duty. But essentially, Halo takes a lot more skill, a lot more practice, and a lot more knowledge of the maps and the weapon spawns than Call of Duty to do well. So that's not my way of hating on Call of Duty, and it's not my way of being a Halo fanboy and trying to suck on Halo's taint. It's just my experience and what I've seen from others, and take whatever your Call of Duty kill to death ratio is and reduce it by 50%. Maybe 25-50%. For instance, my Call of Duty kill to death ratio is a little over 2, which I'm not bragging about because I do a lot of screwing around, and if you're not playing games for fun, you're kind of missing the point. But anyway, my Call of Duty kill to death ratio is 2, a little over 2, and that applies to Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4. And in Halo, I'm pushing to get it up to 1.4 or a little higher, and that is skewed down a bit by objective games where I forsake kill to death for winning the game. But oh, look at this betrayal! Oh god, that was so unfortunate. About a 1. I'm thinking like a 1.37 or 1.39 or something right now. Oh wait, here's the. Oh, I'm dead. I didn't get my. Oh, Rampage from the grave. Oh man, sorry. But yeah, Halo just takes more skill to play, and because of that, a lot of people, especially people who are traditionally Call of Duty players, don't enjoy it as much, and they hate it a lot because you just can't pick it up and do well, and the standards of doing well aren't as good. Like a Slayer game in Call of Duty in Halo, you do 15 and 5, you're doing great. In Call of Duty, you have to do 30 and 3 to just feel like you did something impressive. But anyway, I went 23 and 3 in this one, so I was really pleased with that. So expect more Medal of Honor videos, more Reach videos, and Black Ops coming up soon. So talk to you guys later.